everybody, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we are working on our second cutting for our waterway, and he decided to just go at it yesterday and he started cutting down the oats. So as you can see, once it's laid down, there's not a lot of oats. Now this wasn't intended as just a oat crop. There is baby clover coming up and alfalfa and grasses. So we decided that we are just gonna bale this as oat hay instead of go through with the combine and then go back and get the straw. We've had such little rainfall in Michigan this year. This field has gotten rain, including the day before yesterday, 4 times since it has been planted. So very drought-like conditions, and there's always a struggle with weeds in organic farming, but the ragweed is popping up really bad. We have gone through with loppers and clippers, and we've had to take down thistles before they went to seed, so that would become a bigger problem again for next year. We've had 2 years of a thistle problem that grew tremendously in the second year, and they say that's from compaction when you learn about the different weed cycles. But some wild carrot is popping up. We've got this dandelion type weed that's growing right here also. But let me show you up close what's going on with the oats. Now we've got these baby trees here, so we walk right out with 2 5-gallon buckets and we fill the tree. Give them a good drink of water every day or 2, and then there's another one over here and here, and then there's 2 more north of that waterway. So he's treating this as 2 separate fields because they were planted about 2 weeks apart. So he got that waterway all cut, and he started looking at this and he said, the weeds are getting out of control, let's get them. So see all this growth in between the rows of oats? We've got ragweed that is growing up taller than the oats, so he wants to get it all clipped down. See all those pollen heads right there? Well, that's super great for the bees and all the pollinators. But for like little Murdoch with all his allergies, and even myself, that is just not so great to have that going. Now, every now and then you can see a tall Timothy grass growing, but for the most part, the grass stayed small and it stayed thin. In some areas, it did really well. Every few hundred feet, this field can change from sand to clay to loamy soils, and it can be unpredictable about what's going to happen. Right here, I've got an old heritage clover that's growing. It's a type of sweet clover. A lot of that popping up this year. When it first came up, we were thinking it was mustard. It got a little taller. We did our research and we're like, that's not mustard. So very interesting to see how that all goes. So this is his first pass for this morning. He's using his John Deere number 37 sickle bar mower, and he's just going through and laying it down. This won't get tedded, because if you ted the oats, they're just gonna shatter right out of their hulls and you're not gonna get anything. And anything that does reseed on the ground is totally fine. It'll just get baled again with the next cutting. So I'm gonna hop on the tractor and we're gonna do a round of ourselves and show you the whole length of the field. we had thought we would combine so that we had the oats for grain and then a new supply of straw. This is what we have left of straw, and there's probably 100 bales left. And then we get into the hay. We've got this entire loft that we can fill for the oat hay to have it separate from the grass hays. And then down here we've got all of our first cutting, and on the opposite side of the barn. So I drove around the different areas of the field so that you can see the oats laying down on top, how much of it is weeds, how much of it is grass. There are some areas where there's just patches of clover growing, there's patches of thistle. There's even some burdock laying down in there. Now just before I hit record, I could tell that there's pollen in the air from that ragweed, and I start coughing. Getting that little bit of throat tickle from those allergy pollens. So we'll let this sit out and dry for 2 days before we start baling. We're not supposed to get rain for another 3 more days. We've got 2 empty storage trailers also so that we can have all this oat hay separated from the rest of the grass hays. And because he started yesterday with the waterway, he'll be able to get that all dried up and baled and put away before we start baling this separately. So that's it for today, everybody. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button to like our videos. Don't forget to hit the subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And there's a little notification bell so that you can find out when the next video comes out. Then you never miss anything that's going on the farm or all of our other little side projects.